Typically, when people receive their pay, it goes directly into their checking account. Many don't budget, track their expenses, or even know where their money is being spent, which can be detrimental. So, let's discuss paying yourself first through these 7 simple steps. The first step is to make sure you address any debt payments you might owe. This includes student loans, auto loans, and credit card payments. It is crucial to make at least the minimum payment because missing an on-time payment can negatively impact your credit score. Maintaining a good credit score can save you money over time by qualifying you for lower interest rates on significant loans, such as a mortgage. A good credit score is maintained by consistently making on-time payments. For instance, if you make 99% or more of your payments on time, this is considered good, while 100% is excellent. If your on-time payments drop below 97%, this is considered poor, which means that missing just 1 out of 20 payments can significantly hurt your score. In the US, the credit score system is highly sensitive to on-time payments, and the same principle generally applies in other countries. Ensure that your debt is paid on time. Let's move on to the next step. The second step is to allocate funds for your essential living expenses. This includes rent or mortgage payments, transportation, food, healthcare, utilities, and other basic necessities. We're not considering luxury items here. For instance, everyone needs to drink water to survive. Choosing an expensive option like San Pellegrino sparkling water over tap water is an unnecessary expense since both will quench your thirst equally. Similarly, gifts for family and friends, while nice, are not essential for survival unless perhaps you are Santa Claus. The goal in this step is to prioritize budgeting for basic needs. The amount you set aside will vary depending on your individual circumstances and cost of living in your area. Ideally, these expenses should account for less than 50% of your gross monthly income, allowing you to allocate funds to the other steps in this guide. Once you have covered these first 2 steps, you will have established a solid financial foundation, enabling you to proceed to the next steps. The third step is to build an emergency fund. If you've followed my content before, you know I emphasize the importance of this fund. It should cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses, set aside for emergencies only. For example, if your monthly expenses are about $2,000, your emergency fund goal should be around $6,000 in liquid cash. Having more is always beneficial, but this is the initial target before moving on to investing and other financial allocations. The fourth step is to allocate a portion of your paycheck to your retirement fund. For those in the United States, this typically means contributing to an employer-sponsored 401k plan. In the UK, it's a workplace pension. In Australia, it's superannuation. And in Canada, it's RRSPs. No matter where you are, the principle remains the same. Consistently save a percentage of each paycheck for retirement. Financial experts often recommend saving between 6% and 12% of your paycheck for retirement. It's advantageous to have this amount deducted from your paycheck before you receive it. This not only offers potential tax benefits, but also removes the temptation to spend the money since you won't see it in your account. In the US, many employers offer a 401k match, where they contribute an additional amount to your retirement fund based on your contributions. For example, if you earn $100,000 annually and your employer matches up to 3% of your salary, that's $3,000 of free money added to your retirement savings. Taking advantage of this match is crucial, as it's essentially a guaranteed return on your investment. Beyond the employer match, you can choose to save a larger percentage of your salary into your retirement fund. However, this decision involves considering the opportunity cost, which leads us to the next point. When considering contributing to your 401k, you face a trade-off between liquidity and long-term savings. Withdrawing early from a 401k incurs penalties, which can be a significant drawback if you need access to your funds before retirement. This creates a dilemma. Should you lock your money in a retirement account with penalties for early withdrawal, or keep it more accessible but potentially miss out on tax advantages and employer matching? Here's my candid take, which might be controversial. A 401k functions as a forced savings account in the US, and for most people, this is beneficial. Many Americans struggle with saving money. Data shows that the average American saves between 4 to 5% of their income, compared to much higher savings rates in other countries. Additionally, about 64% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Given this context, a 401k can be an effective tool for ensuring people save for retirement. However, I don't advocate for a one-size-fits-all approach to personal finance. Personal finance is inherently personal and depends on your unique needs and priorities. For example, when I was 23, a coworker pressured me to contribute to my 401k, making me feel as though I was making a poor financial decision by not doing so. Blanket statements about investing in a 401k aren't always helpful because each individual situation is different. It's essential to think critically about your financial decisions. If you believe you can generate better returns by investing your money elsewhere, it might make sense to do so. But for most people, a 401k remains a reliable option for building wealth. To put this into perspective, let's look at some numbers. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median annual income in the U.S. is about $55,000. If you save 10% of your pre-tax income for retirement, that's $5,500 annually. If you invest this in your 401k and it grows at an average annual return of 8%, the historical average for the S&P 500, over 35 years, you could accumulate over $1 million. Therefore, unless you are highly confident that you can outperform this benchmark on your own, sticking with a 401k is likely your best bet for long-term financial security. Now, let's move on to the next step. Step number 5 is to prioritize paying off any remaining high-interest rate debt. Generally, any debt with an interest rate above 15% is considered high interest. While some may wonder if it's wise to invest while still carrying debt, particularly if it's low interest, such as student loans or mortgages below 5%, investing concurrently can make sense. However, high interest rate debt should be tackled immediately as it's unlikely you'll achieve the same returns in the market. There are various strategies for paying off debt quickly. One popular method is the avalanche method, which prioritizes paying off debts with the highest interest rates first. For instance, if you have multiple debts with different interest rates, like car payments at 7%, credit card debt at 20%, and student loans at 5%, you should focus on paying off the credit card debt first, followed by the car loan and then the student loans. This approach minimizes the overall interest paid. Another approach is the snowball method, which focuses on paying off the smallest debt balances first while making minimum payments on larger debts. This method can provide a psychological boost as you see progress more quickly, even if it's not the most financially efficient method. Sorting debts from smallest to largest and tackling them incrementally can build momentum and motivation, making the debt repayment process feel more manageable. Ultimately, the goal is to eliminate high-interest debt efficiently while maintaining a sustainable approach to managing your finances. Once you've paid off your high-interest rate debt, if you have leftover funds, it's time for step number 6, opening and investing in a Roth IRA or individual retirement account. One of the primary advantages of a Roth IRA is that all earnings and profits grow tax-free. This means that when you retire, you won't have to pay taxes on the earnings from this account. Additionally, you can withdraw your contributions at any time without penalties, providing flexibility. Since the profits in a Roth IRA grow tax-free, it's wise to implement strategic investing strategies within this account. For those under the age of 50, the maximum annual contribution limit is $6,500, while those over 50 can contribute up to $7,500 annually as a catch-up mechanism. It's important to note that contributions to a Roth IRA must be made with after-tax dollars, meaning your income has already been taxed before you contribute. This contrasts with traditional IRAs, where contributions are typically tax-deductible, but withdrawals are taxed upon retirement. Personally, I prefer paying taxes up front rather than during retirement, when I may need the funds for living expenses. Let's move forward to the final step. The final step is taxable investing, where your money starts working for you, potentially leading to wealth accumulation. This involves investing in various assets like real estate, the stock market, bonds, commodities, or even riskier ventures like cryptocurrency or angel investing. The crucial aspect here is to invest in what you understand. Avoid investing in something just because others recommend it or because it seems trendy. Personally, I've found success investing in companies I understand within the stock market, but your expertise might lie in real estate or another asset class. Whatever you choose, establish a method for investing and track your returns. Learning from your mistakes is essential for improving as an investor. Many individuals don't reach step number 7 due to challenges in earlier steps, often stemming from poor money management. Running your finances like a business involves accounting for every dollar and ensuring each dollar works for you. Understanding your income streams, paying yourself first, and strategic allocation of funds are crucial aspects. If you're struggling to reach this step, consider supplementing your income with a side job or hustle. Invest in developing your skills to increase your earning potential. By making extra cash and investing it wisely, you can progress toward financial independence.